Please join me in welcoming Shalansi.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have a bad feeling about this. Joel told me before that she was going to start off with a joke, and then she introduced me. So I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, hi, my name is Shalan, and I live on the computer and sometimes appear on TV. If my parents were to introduce me, that's how the introduction would go. This child lives on her computer. The fact is, I am Shalan. However, I do a little more, and it's a little bit more intricate than that. I'm a lifestyle blogger and social media marketer who trains and practices the art of social media. Did I go to school for it? In some sort of way I did. I studied mass communication, and social media is definitely that. What I can tell you is that I'm petrified at public speaking. Social media is what helped me to overcome that. And that is just one way that social media shapes communication. But first, what is social media? Well, one way to put it is that social media is a social instrument of communication. There has been evidence of social media as far back as cavemen with the paintings on the walls. Egyptians used hieroglyphics as their means of social media. Social, if you break up the word, social media. Social speaks to an interaction between individuals or groups, and media is the conveyance. So whilst traditional media is primarily a one-way form of communication, social media is a two-way street. Chances are in social media, there is a reaction for every action. Social media became popular based on the accessibility. Everyone could access and can access it and shape it into what they want it to be. Today we see everyone with internet access, individuals, small businesses, large corporations, organizations like the Rotary, they all have a voice because of social media. This is the internet. If you have an interest in lost socks, there's a website for that. No, seriously, there's a bureau of missing socks online.
Oh, Jesus.
Social media has just made the connection easier to make across different lines. This is where the power lies. This is what has changed us, the power to connect. There may be a teenager in need of inspiration, a new parent in need of a listening ear or instructions or just reassurance to know they're doing something right. A wallflower with big dreams who is terrified of public speaking. It lends everyone a voice. Social media is oftentimes the much needed medium to break out of one's shell. Before I started blogging, I was a bookworm with a very active imagination. I didn't always speak, but when I did, boy oh boy, could I tell a story. Miss Lou had nothing on me. On the insistence of a friend, I was told to start blogging because every day I would come home with a new story that the taxi driver told me on my way to work. Before I knew it, others were sharing their crazy stories of overshare from their taxi drivers. Now guys, if you drive with a taxi man for a little bit over 15 minutes, you know him life story, right? And from then, I took it and started becoming more open and blogging about different things and more personal stuff. And the more I opened up, the more my readers embraced me. I wrote for about 6 years before I started video blogging. I just didn't want anybody to see me. Yes, I dabbled in TV hosting, but that's a lot of editing. Photoshop, proper lighting, After Effects, trust me, I didn't look the same. When I posted my first video, I got the usual, you don't look how you sound or how I imagined you sounded from your writing. But most of the comments were that, thank you, you're so real. And that is what wins over most people on social media. I write about everything, from bingo panties versus tongues, dealing with Mother's Day without a mother. Breast cancer awareness to equal rights for all. I even did a blog on police brutality. My site is not boxed in. The power to reach people and inspire, give them a call to action for real beneficial change is the often overlooked advantage of social media. Anyone in doubt of the dramatic changes that can be actioned need only to look at the Arab Spring, organized mostly through Twitter. Like any medium, social media can be used for good, and in this case, political change. It is not just folks playing Farmville, Candy Crush, or oversharing and posting selfies on Instagram, or worse, pictures of their lunch. I'm guilty, have to take a picture before I eat. It's about a serious social experiment and connecting with other individuals in different countries. For example, I follow a photographer in Tanzania who goes by Audio Soup on Instagram. Daily, their sunrise pictures wake me up. I will probably never meet that person, but they have reached me in that way. The protests in Ukraine, I searched online, on Instagram, hashtag Ukraine, to see the pictures and the reports that traditional media was not showing. This protest has been going on for weeks before CNN started showing it. When the typhoon hit the Philippines, I followed a blogger, someone on Instagram who uploaded videos when the typhoon was approaching, during and after you saw the devastation. It is real-time access to endless information from a personal standpoint. If you see social media as time wasting, then chances are you're using it wrong. Earlier I said social media enables everyone to have a voice. This is not always a good thing. Prime example is Justine Sacco, a PR executive at IAC. Now, IAC is an internet company. They run Match.com, Vimeo, Dictionary.com, Ask.com. So it's a big company. On her flight to South Africa, she tweeted before going on, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding." A popular blogger saw this, captured it on screen, and sent it to the head office of IAC. In a matter of hours, it became an international mishap, with even major news networks reporting on it. Everyone knew she was gonna get fired when she stepped off that flight. They started a hashtag, "Has Justine landed yet?" Before she landed, her name and picture was removed from the company's website. One tweet and an airplane ride later, she was unemployed and vilified with news cameras at the arrival gate waiting for her. She needed to give a response to a situation she had no idea she had created. Such is the power of social media. This incident started a discussion that social media ruined her life. I beg to differ. Her inappropriate use of social media ruined her life. In the social media streets, you never know who is watching. Nevertheless, you still have people who are nonchalant about how they conduct themselves, and some have the luxury. I personally can tweet more freely than maybe a lawyer or a CEO. The Rotary of New Kingston's projects are Swallowfield Learning Center and the Christian Boys Home, as well as the Harrison Home for the Aged. These are all wonderful endeavors, and you can use social media to not only garner awareness, but also to get support. One example is the Jamaica bobsled team. After qualifying, they realized that they did not have enough money. So people on social media decided no, they wanted the Cool Runnings #2. So what they did was that they started crowdfunding on PayPal, Dogcoins, and other sites, and they raised more than enough money for them to go to Sochi. Another example is the Vybz Kartel trial. A police officer was questioned on a comment he made regarding the accused on Facebook. This was used to show previous malice and further push the theory that Kartel has been framed. 5 years ago, we would never have been having that conversation, much less to have the Facebook pages printed and entered into evidence. Such is the power of social media. Social media is a form of communication, and it is rapidly growing. Used properly, it can effect insurmountable change for the good. Used incorrectly, it can do irreversible damage to any number of brands, including your personal one. I encourage everyone, except my father, he's banned, but especially marketers, to hop onto social media, get acquainted, and find one platform that works for you. Twitter isn't for everyone, and neither is Facebook, but something out there will click. In the long run, it pays off to at least know what it is about. The benefits that you get is that you choose how your social media experience will be. You have the power. The Pope has a Twitter account. You are not too cool for social media. Just like other means of communication, social media is here to stay. Why leave yourself out? Give it a try.